guys, welcome back to Romance Review TV with Lady T, and I have another recap video for you guys. Love Island Season 8, Episode 40. And whatever is done in the dark always comes to the light, and we're going to talk about that. Plus, somebody is in their feels once again. So before we do this, take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to this channel. Also turn on your notification bells to make sure that you're updated every time I post. And also please don't forget to like and share. So without further ado, let's jump into this recap. So as we remember from the previous episode, there was voting done by the public to vote for their least islander, one boy, one girl, to be chosen to be dumped from the island. And of course, the craziest thing out of this is one of those people is Tasha and the other person is Andrew. Now, we all know why they're in the bottom, but what was decided is Josh was decided to go home. Now, he was starting to build a connection with Summer. And then the other one girl is Coco. Now, she really didn't have a connection with anybody after, the last recoupling where Andrew went back to Tasha. So, of course, the Islanders get to say their goodbye. Actually, no shock there with Coco. I figured it was going to be probably her because no connection. But I actually thought Deji was going to be the one to go, not Josh. But unfortunately, these two got dumped from the island and we're back to square one. So what is happening in this episode number 40? Well, coming off of this whole dumping, somebody's in their feels right now, and that somebody is none other than Tasha, because she is not happy that the public once again has decided to put her in the bottom. And every time this happens, she gets upset. And I mean, the thing is, kind of like the conversation that they were having over at the breakfast bar, there's got to be a reason. I mean, obviously the Islanders aren't seeing it, but there has to be a reason that they keep ending up in the bottom three. However, Tasha just can't fathom the fact of why the public don't like her, and she's taking it personally. Now, if you followed me on this whole journey for this season, you know where I stand in regards to Tasha. Tasha has been up and down, hot and cold, roller coaster, in, out, up, whatever, right? And even the girls had something to say in regards to this whole situation when it comes to her. Because, I mean, she is really, really upset because the public continues to put her in the bottom three. She needs to look at that. And Danica and India and Summer had this same conversation, like, what the heck is going on? There's something we're not seeing. And it happens in this conversation. Take a look.
Every public vote, her and Andrew have always been in the bottom.
Yeah.
There's a reason why.
Yeah.
You know, in that situation, that predicament, that you have now got your boyfriend, so you are not leaving without that man. You came here to find love.
And you found
love. And whether you leave with him or you stay with him, it's a win-win.
And Summer is absolutely correct. You got what you came here for, so it shouldn't matter what the public think, but here's the thing. She know what's going on. I mean, I don't know why she feels that this is an issue, but obviously something is being seen. And one of those people that are seeing things is Luca. Now, one thing about being direct and honest, a lot of people can't handle the truth. And this is one of those situations. He really didn't say anything disrespectful, curse her out. He just said, you got what you want. Why are you upset? You were in love, you were boyfriend and girlfriend, and she took that as being not the right moment. I mean, honestly, he was like, I can't believe she just got up and left. I didn't say anything. And I want to know what you guys think in the comment section, because if I'm your friend, I'm going to tell you the truth. You might not want to hear it. You might not like it. But I want to tell you the truth. And I would rather do that than lie to you to make you feel better. That's just me. But I know some people can't deal with that, and they wanted to tiptoe around her feelings. And that is just so unfortunate that she preferred to be coddled and soft and walk on eggshells around her emotions versus somebody saying, look, this here's the real fact. You got what you came for. Why are you upset? Don't worry about the public. You have your boyfriend and girlfriend. I mean, you have your boyfriend and you're his girlfriend. So, and then this leads into a whole nother conversation because even though Gemma agrees with him, Gemma also didn't like the fact that he was direct with her. He was like, she said, I agree with you, but sometimes you need to come a little bit softer. Sometimes when people don't want to hear the truth, it doesn't matter how you say it. And the interesting thing about this is that, Dami, he tried to coddle her feelings when they were in the bedroom, but then when he gets in front of Luca and Gemma, he was like, yeah, I don't understand. I'm like, dude, pick a side. Either you know what's happening with Andrew, or you gonna tiptoe around old girl's feelings. I'm sorry, that's just me. I'd rather for somebody to tell me the truth. It is what it is. And I mean, I get a lot of comments sometimes in my comment section. I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? So somebody has to tell her and be honest with her. Somebody got to be honest with her. However, the truth always come out, and we'll see toward the end what I'm referring to. So now, switching gears, we see that Dami is having a conversation with Paige about, of course, Adam. And she's really liking Adam. She said that she sees an opportunity for her to grow a connection with Adam. Now, I was wondering how this is going to go. And I know Jock's got to be watching from home or wherever he is. I think this is your cue, Jax, to say, you might want to move on. I mean, it's possible she could change her mind, but she is definitely open to pursuing another connection. And that other connection, of course, is Adam. So then we are at bedtime, and we see this whole conversation between Tasha and Andrew, where he's telling her, I love you. I mean, he adores this girl, and it's just so unfortunate that it hasn't dawned on him why she keeps ending up in the bottom three. So everything seems to be all good. They woke up the next morning. She's all smiles and everything. And, she talks about how Andrew told her at bedtime that, he loves her. She loves him too. I'm like, okay, you know what? Take your ball and go home. I mean, I know you guys are trying to win the prize, but I just don't see it happening. And then this whole conversation with Luca and Dami watching Andrew gush over, what happened with Tasha. We'll see what happened. This could all be a bunch of editing, but I doubt it. As for Summer, her friend left and her guy left. So she's just left empty-handed. Danica is talking to the girls about the fact that she was able to get her first kiss in the villa from Billy. And then Adam is talking about, and both of them are talking about each other, about how they cuddled, at bedtime. So she is ecstatic about that. So now, of course, we see Andrew and Tasha. They are pretty much trying to restabilize after everything that has happened last night, and excited about the fact that they have proclaimed themselves to be a official boyfriend and girlfriend couple, and that they said that they loved each other, so they're relishing in that. Now, this conversation between Dami and India, I think India was wondering where she stands. She didn't come out and ask about it, but you can tell by her face that she was looking for him to kind of make some form of a declaration. What he was doing was saying he was just looking forward to getting out on the outside with her, meeting her family, wondering if her family was going to have an issue with what they saw in Casa. And, she said that her mom is probably going to want an explanation. Her sister is going to want to interrogate him. And he was like, well, can I respond back? And she's like, well, if you respond back, she gonna cuss you out. And I'm like, okay, can we have a conversation? I mean, I understand that they might be upset, but you got to realize this is Casa and nobody is girlfriend and boyfriend at that point. But it is what it is. So then we see that Luca and Tasha decides to have a conversation after everything that happened the night before. And so, she was appreciating the fact that he had what he had to say. He tried to apologize, but at the same time, she said, well, I'm a very emotional person. Okay, but can't nobody tiptoe around you. If somebody needs to tell you the truth and you need to hear the truth, allow that person to do that and understand that they're coming from a good place. He's not being mean and disrespectful. He was just trying to keep it real with you. And a lot of people, they ask for people to keep it real, but when you do, then it's like, oh my God, you're hurting my feelings by being too direct. I mean, what do you want? You want somebody to lie to you? I don't think so. Anyway, we have the whole thing with Luca and, of course, Ekansu. Now, these two have been pretty playful. They had their drama a couple days ago, but nothing major there. This thing right here with, of course, Luca and Gemma, I don't know. I think she wanted him to suck her toes, but he was pretty excited and kind of strong in the shorts, if you know what I mean. And he tried to show it to her, and he got back down in the water. So I guess he didn't want everybody to know how long and strong he had gotten in that pool. On the other side of the pool, we had a conversation between Adam and, of course, Paige. And, they're building upon their connection. She's excited to continue to get to know him and see where it goes. I'm curious to see where it goes, too, because they were talking about how she know what a F-boy looks like versus somebody genuine. Yeah, that's an interesting conversation. So now it's time for movie night premiere, and they got to get dressed to the nines. And this is where the truths are going to come out about some of the things that's been going on in the villa and at Casa Amor. And some people are excited and others are cringy. And I know that, of course, they're wondering, like, okay, did they catch me doing this? Or did they catch me saying that? Yeah, they caught some stuff. So it was time. And I guess the way that this is set up is that they ask a trivia question. The Mad Movie Premiere is what it's called. They ask a question, and if you get it right, then you get to choose one of these revelations. And it's usually the opposite. So the girls have one and the guys have one. So the first question was, what was the longest penis record in history? The boys won that question by saying the longest was somewhere around 18 inches. And India was like, keep that thing away from me. That was funny. Now, what came out was about Ekans. And then, if you guys have watched, she also had a conversation the next morning with George telling him not to share that information with anybody. Now, the problem with this, even though she didn't do anything, she didn't tell Davide the truth because she told him there was no touching going on and there was a lot of touching and leg wrapping going on. So, yeah, she got busted. And then there was this other survey about breaking beds during sex and the percentage of people in Britain that have done that. And the boys won that question by saying the answer was 57% of Brits that had actually broke down a bed or bedpost or something during sex. And the one that they chose to reveal was who was not into who. And check this out. So yeah, that set Luca off a little bit because he found out some things that wasn't in his face in regards to the fact that, Luca is more into her than she is into him. And the little flirtatious banter that's going on between her and Billy. And they start throwing, darts at each other, not literally, but things that they were saying about each other. And Deji's face was priceless. He wasn't saying anything, but his face said everything. So I just thought that this was hilarious. They left us with a cliffhanger leading us into Sunday night. So here you go. So what else is coming out? I'm wondering if some stuff gonna come out for with Tasha and her flirtation with Billy just a few days ago, as we remember. And what is going to come out with the other Islanders? The stuff with Davide and Molly or Coco, or maybe the stuff with Summer and Demi. We'll have to wait and see. I'm looking forward to it, but we got to wait 2 days. So, look forward to that, and we'll be talking about that and breaking that down. So, I hope you enjoyed this recap video. Make sure you take a second to make sure you subscribe to this channel. Turn on your notifications to make sure you receive all updates. And until the next video, we'll see you soon. Bye.